how $40 of groceries quietly turn into food waste. Right now, my refrigerator is full of vegetables, and if I don't deal with them today, a lot of this food is going to go bad before the week is over. And the frustrating part about this moment is that it doesn't usually happen because we bought the wrong food. It happens because life gets busy, groceries overlap, and suddenly the refrigerator is full of ingredients that nobody has made a decision about yet. Vegetables always have a window. For a few days, they're fresh and flexible and easy to work with. Then slowly things begin to change. Leaves wilt, peppers soften, mushrooms start looking tired, and if we keep opening the refrigerator and closing it without actually doing anything about it, that window starts closing. A few more days pass and the refrigerator begins to feel crowded. Things get pushed around to make space. One grocery trip overlaps another, and before long we open the fridge and realize we're no longer looking at ingredients. We're looking at a problem. So when the refrigerator starts looking like this, the first thing I do is pull everything out. Every vegetable, everything that could potentially become waste, because vegetables that stay hidden inside drawers or tucked behind containers almost always get forgotten. And forgotten food almost always ends up being thrown away. Once everything comes out onto the counter, the situation becomes honest. Now I actually can see what I'm working with. Welcome back to Prep and Purpose. I'm Vanessa, and if you're new here, welcome to my kitchen. This is where we focus on stewarding what we already have and building simple kitchen systems that save money and take pressure off daily cooking. If you've been here for a while, you already know we're all about turning dinner into assembly instead of starting from scratch. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you don't miss an upcoming episode. All right, let's get back to it. Now that everything is out on the counter, the truth becomes obvious. There are more vegetables here than I realized were sitting in the refrigerator. Seeing everything at once changes the way you think about the kitchen. Instead of guessing what might still be hiding in the fridge, you can actually evaluate what's there. Some vegetables still look great. Some look like they need attention soon, and a few already tell the truth about where they're headed. This is the moment when a lot of people start feeling overwhelmed because the instinct is to think everything needs to be cooked right now. But cooking everything right away usually makes the situation worse. It creates pressure and turns the kitchen into a huge project. Instead, what we really need to do is make decisions. Vegetables don't necessarily need complicated recipes. They just need a role. Some vegetables can wait. Some vegetables need attention today. And some vegetables already have gone too far. This is the part of stewarding what you have. Stewardship doesn't mean pretending everything can be saved. It means that being honest about what can still work and what can't. So you can focus your energy where it actually matters. Right away, I can see a few vegetables that already crossed the line. They're past the point where they can realistically be used. This part is never enjoyable because nobody likes throwing away food, but leaving vegetables that are already declining in the refrigerator actually makes the situation worse. They continue taking up space and hiding the food that could still be used. So the vegetables that truly can't be saved go into the compost. Once that decision's made, the rest of the vegetables become much easier to evaluate. Most of the time, vegetables don't go bad because we bought the wrong food. They go bad because we never decided what they were for. Once you realize that, the kitchen becomes much easier to manage. Some vegetables are much more forgiving than others. Root vegetables are a good example. They're sturdier, they last longer, they don't need immediate attention. Those vegetables can stay where they are and used later in the week. That's one of the easiest decisions you can make in a kitchen like this. Deciding what can simply wait. Sometimes the smallest adjustment can also buy you a little more time with food. Bananas are a good example of this. The bananas I have right now are starting to turn brown. Most people leave bananas sitting out on the counter, but once bananas reach that stage, moving them into the refrigerator can actually slow things down and buy you a few extra days. The peel will darken, but the fruit inside stays perfectly fine. Sometimes a small decision like that is all you need to keep food from becoming waste. Now that vegetables that can wait are out of the way, it becomes much easier to see which vegetables actually need attention today. Greens are usually first in line. Spinach, leafy greens, mushrooms. These are the vegetables with the shortest window. If they stay in the refrigerator much longer without a plan, they're the ones that most likely end up in the trash. So instead of hoping we get around to them later in the week, we deal with them now. The greens get cut, the spinach gets prepped, the mushrooms get cleaned and sliced. The onions are actually still perfectly fine and could wait, but onions are one of the most useful support ingredients in the kitchen. So I sliced one and added it to the greens so they cook with more flavor and stretch a little further. Now, this is a good example of how supports work in the kitchen system. Supports aren't always vegetables that are in danger of going bad. Sometimes they're simply ingredients that help other foods become more useful. They add flavor, they add value, they make meals much easier to build for later. Energy fades, structure holds. So the greens that go into the pan with the onions, the spinach cooks down, the mushrooms get sauteed. Cooking vegetables like this stabilizes them. When vegetables are cooked, the clock slows down. They are no longer racing towards spoilage in the refrigerator and become flexible ingredients that can support meals later. Later, they might be added to eggs in the morning. They might get mixed into rice. They might become a part of a bowl of stir fry. They might even end up in a soup. The point isn't deciding the exact meal right now. The point is making sure the vegetables are ready when the meal needs them. Once everything is cooked, the vegetables need time to cool. If hot food goes straight into the storage, it creates moisture. Moisture leads to ice crystals, and ice crystals can affect texture later. So letting everything cool first helps preserve the vegetables much better. Once they're cooled, the vegetables go into quart-sized freezer bags. I freeze them flat on the cookie sheet so they stack easily in the freezer. Now these vegetables are no longer racing against the clock. They're stabilized and ready to support meals later. And in this moment, this kitchen starts to feel completely different. Instead of opening the refrigerator and feeling overwhelmed by vegetables that might go bad, everything now has a job. Some vegetables can wait. Some vegetables were rescued. Some vegetables were cooked and stabilized. Some vegetables were preserved so they could support meals later. And the vegetables that couldn't be saved were dealt with quickly so they didn't continue hiding the food that could still be used. Energy fades, structure holds. This is the difference between a kitchen that constantly wastes food and a kitchen that uses what it already has. It's not about perfect meal planning. It's not about complicated recipes every night. It's about making decisions before food reaches the point where it can't be used anymore. Vegetables rarely go bad because we bought them. They go bad because we never decided what they were for. Reduce decisions, install structure, and as always, steward what you have, serve where you are, and you'll always have what you need to rescue yourself. Prep with purpose.